Meg, you're chasing a story about a Vietnam vet who was getting ready to have a new home built after the old one was wrecked by Sandy. Not so fast, says the state government. What do you got?
That's right. So I was contacted by this family who, when they called me, they said that they're going through a situation that is worse than the storm. A Vietnam veteran from Highlands qualified for a REM grant. That stands for Reconstruction, Rehabilitation, Elevation, and Mitigation. It's a grant from the state. This grant has literally been ripped from his hands.
I can deal with water. They put me through this and take everything away that they promised. It's too much.
All the utilities off.
Electric's off, gas is off.
Russell Card closed on his $150,000 REM grant from the state on July 28th. They prepared the house for demolition, they signed with a contractor that was REM approved, and they began to take everything out of the house. And then just this September, the contractor got notice that there was a stop order on the construction at his home.
I called REM, and they said that FEMA put a stop to it.
FEMA did?
FEMA.
Why did they say that they put that stop to you?
Because I had no flood insurance.
Okay.
So I was straight up with them in the beginning. I told them I didn't have flood insurance.
The water here was almost all the way up to the ceiling.
They moved themselves into a small apartment that he said is no bigger than the family room of this house. They have a pod set up where they put all of their belongings inside that pod.
There's people who are abusing the system and getting what they, need to get from what they want. And my father and my mother, who've worked their whole lives, are not getting anything.
Now that they can't rebuild, the father wants to get back in there and start doing things himself. So Christine's very worried that the only place they have to live really is to move back into this unstable house.
We want to come home. I just want to come home.
FEMA has announced early last month that they're scrutinizing almost 5,000 different households of Sandy victims to try to recall or recover something like $6 million in aid that's already been given.
Wasn't the whole idea of these grants to either elevate or mitigate the home in some way so that this kind of damage can't happen again? I mean, I think you'd be all for rebuilding this home, not like it was before, but in a way that is going to withstand the next storm.
And you can see that going on the block in the Highlands. Right. The houses along the block are being raised up and being reconstructed in a way that is in accordance with FEMA new rules for flood.
At what point is government and the overall community responsible for rebuilding these homes? And at what point is the burden on the homeowner? I think, though, in this particular case, you're talking about a veteran, you're talking about something that was approved. It seems that the crux of the issue is the state government can't get out of their own way, and they either misunderstood or FEMA changed the rules, but somebody pulled the rug out from under this veteran.
And to award something and to take it back defies logic.